5. Hello, everyone. Let's give this a game a go. You have been.
You're guilty of sock.
Okay. Alright. So, how does this game work? Does anybody actually know?
Kind of. So basically, you've got a judge.
Oh god.
prosecutor, and
Okay, hold up.
defense.
Hold up. I think we're all double looping.
Yeah, it's in-game voice chat, Smurfs.
How do we turn that off? Or is that like... hold up. Here we
Push
go.
to talk. Push to talk easy.
Voice detection. Yeah, push to talk.
Push to
please.
talk. Yeah. So basically, you've got a prosecutor, a judge, and a witness.
Can someone invite me?
Yeah, I did. Okay, here we go.
Yay!
So you've got so the prosecutor tries to make up, tries to prove the client guilty. The judge, the defense tries to say no, and the judge uses gavels to deliver to kind of run the actual court.
I will be the judge. I will be the judge.
Okay. I'm being prosecutor. Fuck y'all.
Are you going to accuse someone? What are you going to accuse them of?
Larceny.
Okay, so we would have a witness, a bailiff. Okay, so this requires a lot more.
If we had, no, the minimum is 3 people, but if you can have extra roles as well.
Alright.
So if you want to go defense, Moke.
Okay, so
So Moki, you need to go defense because you need a judge, a prosecutor, and defense to run the trial.
so there's the minimal of 3, and then you can have up to a maximum of 9.
Yeah. All right, now ready up.
Ready up. Okay, right there.
Ooh, there's also rules as well. If you click at the bottom right, there's a link to rules.
All right,
A
so
link to rules. Oh god.
I've done more research.
Hold on.
Biggest KFC.
Which
bucket
Twitch
there
connection
is.
setup? Oh, we can turn chat into fucking the jurors.
Okay,
Oh.
we're doing that. We're doing it.
All right, hold up. Click my menu. Click the cogwheel.
Also, I've done more research about the KFC buckets.
My
the
God.
biggest bucket, the biggest bucket that we have here, if we convert that to Australian dollars, would be 21 Australian for 15 pieces of chicken.
What the fuck?
Yeah, 15 pieces of chicken with Coke and everything.
Okay, so read up on the rules you need to do, by the way.
Read up on the rules.
Plead innocence by voting you then. Okay.
Judges are arbiter of the trial. They control speaking turns between defense and prosecutor. They can stun players who misbehave. The gavel has 3 positions. Oh, so in-game would probably be preferred.
But it's fine. Alright. Let's go.
Hold up, the Twitch thing isn't working.
You sure?
It's redirect application. Don't know what's going on there. Right, do I not?
It says it's should be confirmed. Should we just get
Oh no, my socks.
They're guilty.
Oh.
Nah.
Oh no, my socks.
I don't have a clue. We'll figure this out. Let's try that one more time. If my mic wasn't in, I would love to jump in.
No, join anyways.
Oh, successful authentication.
No. Join anyways. You can take one of the weird, less significant rules like journalists, where you don't actually have to use your mic, but you get to write up a bunch of stuff.
Is there a typing?
Yeah, that's what journalist is. They
Hello.
publish a couple of articles. They publish articles during thing.
Cool. So
Yeah,
it's on right now. Do I have to do anything special?
I have no idea. I will be legitimate. Could not tell you. uh,
Fine, I'll jump
think you're
in
good.
as a journalist.
Alright, let me put the room code. Top right. Yeah, it's sorry, F7. Just could quickly show room code. Actually, I'll just post. Oh, just type in chat.
I think biscuits are...
Not me.
How do I... This is connected, right? Is it connected?
Yeah,
Okay.
it should be.
Okay, cool.
Sure.
Default cards. Alright, I didn't read the fucking rules. I'm gonna read them again.
Oh, you just go like Oh, perfect. Oh yeah, so if you're in Twitch chat, you gotta go type !guilty/G
Twitch connection.
or
Yeah.
exclamation point not guilty/NG.
Okay, for main menu, click icons, enable the thing, Twitch, yep.
Alright, so we're good?
Confused biscuit. Ah, is that?
Yeah, it's
doesn't it-
custom. Yeah.
Ah, all right. So they can actually join us. Ah, yeah, that's good. That's cool.
Alright, we got a journalist. Alright.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm ready.
Right,
I'm
seven
ready.
up. Guilty as socked.
Alright, let's fucking give this a go.
Why's my sock guilty? The sock didn't do anything.
It's being accused of murder. Sorry, muck duck.
Murder.
Muck duck.
Murder.
Hey.
Damn, murder.
Murder?
Why is it taking
Murder?
incredibly long?
What? Yeah,
What are
it,
you
I got a
doing?
feeling that's my fault because I was fucking with the Twitch integration shit and it probably is having a stroke.
Oh, it's
mus-
definitely having a streak.
Oh, it's a 3D game. I thought it was a 2D game.
What do you want the defendant's names to be? Or name to be?
Alright,
Oh, I
waiting
know.
for prosecutor and their charges. In SOC we trust. I could. Oh, there's a fucking notepad here. I can write shit down. Alright, let's fucking go. Let's be here.
If you look down hard enough, you can see your spinal cord.
God. There's Biscuit over there, the journalist. You already got something? Breaking news.
Breaking news.
What is insane?
So here we have our the defendant Sockton, who was caught creating exosuits without
Oh, yes,
fabricated
you're guilty.
instruments. So I have no idea. Alright, so I'd like to present a could you call me in seven, Smartest?
How do I didn't read the rules. It's my first day as judge.
It's my first day as prosecutor.
Plus, lawyers present evidence.
This report is insane. Question mark, question mark. I'm glad we're on the same page. Am I called in? Can I?
I don't know.
how do
I'm gonna stun you.
Okay. No. Press the red thing down. See that little red thing down there? Seven on your table.
Red thing? The notepad or the
Yeah.
bottle?
Cool, that's me. No. Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Can you press it? Okay. So
Yeah.
I would like to present as
Yeah.
evidence for this this terrible person from like using fabrication to create an exosuit, an old computer which has the records of everything that's been fabricated. If we see here, I can show you that that missile that socked in has used the fabricator to try and create an exosuit at precisely 12:57. That.
All right. What do you have to say about that, Mookie?
Well, we can bullshit, right? Basically.
Basically, dude, yeah, it's
Okay.
literally just a game of
Yeah, okay. Alright.
literally just a game of your opponent is insane, and so are you.
Alright.
What did the guy do? Apparently, he's been accused of building exosuits
Alright,
without
so
permission.
this person has been out drinking, and as we can see here by this crushed can, it was left on a curb near their house. Alright.
Objection,
So-
Your Honor. This person can't drink. He's wearing a scuba suit.
But the face is literally. You can literally see it.
Okay, prosecutor. What's that?
For my next piece of evidence, I would like to show. For my next piece of evidence, I would like to prove that this person could not have been in a separate position at all. Here's a GPS installed in his phone. Notice how it leads nowhere. This means that the person here did not move whatsoever outside of the submarine, specifically fabrication.
Okay.
Objection?
Yes?
I'm pretty sure this scuba suit is put on for convicts because it has a lock on it.
I'm sorry. How dare you assume something like that? He's a literal diver, okay? To him, anywhere outside his submarine is not breathable, okay? How
So
dare
right
you?
here, so what you're implying is right here is not breathable. Then how are we still alive?
Because he doesn't know it's not breathable, because he spends... I'm sorry, have you not lived on Europa? The air, there is no air there. You live underwater. He thinks this is underwater, and I don't blame him.
Well, take that.
I've been hit. What do you have to say? Hold up.
He deserves it.
You. Defense. What do you have to say about those things?
Yeah.
Like, there's people up there.
Are there actually? Oh, yeah. You guys look like you're from Parappa the Rapper.
They're made out of cardboard.
Come on, Moki, you got this.
No. Okay. Wait. Hold on.
Breaking news. Okay.
All right. So when this person, wait, no, they don't have any. They don't have any. They do not have legs.
Okay.
So it's not their shoe.
Essentially, this couldn't be them because they don't have any, lower part of the body. They don't have any legs. They don't have, so they can't wear shoes.
Okay. Objection.
Okay, hold up.
Objection.
First of all, none of us has fucking legs. The shoes are a relic of the past. I'm going to admit that piece of evidence. None of us have legs.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Prosecutor.
For my next piece of evidence, I would like to show this love letter. This love letter was thrown directly outside of fabrication, and it has Sockdin's direct name at the end.
Okay.
Now, the only way in which I can assume this is that Sockdin had sent a love letter, gotten it back, then chucked it in the bin after he realized that he got rejected because he's fucking ugly, into then build an exosuit to try and kill that person.
Right. So, from what I'm hearing, that the evidence is stating. So, where was? Hold up. Okay, where was your client at the moment of 8 p.m. of a Thursday?
They were at their house.
Okay.
out drinking.
Drinking, okay. Drinking at home. And
Hmm.
Prosecutor
Yes.
Terror Boy, can you
Mhm.
recap all the information that you have given me so far to counteract what he has said?
Oh, yes, of course. So, from the information provided, my client has proven that he was not at home due to the GPS, which did not lead nowhere near to his house, right? He was on the submarine at the time. Not only that, but he had a love letter, which was disposed of recently due to the tear marks, chucked in the bin outside of fabrication. Therefore, it is my defense that the client was on the submarine at time of fabrication and therefore could not have been at home.
Okay, what about the old computer, thing? What is that about?
That's to prove that this client right here that not only that it had been fabricated, but it had been fabricated recently at a time in which this client had been on the submarine.
Okay. Alright. Question of the day amongst everyone. We don't really have much information on his... We do not know where the prisoner, this subject, has been arrested.
Stockton.
Stockton. We don't know where Stockton. We don't know where Stockton was arrested at the time, so we cannot prove that he was either home or in a submarine under the sea in fabrication. Because we don't.
Objection, Your Honor.
Yes.
I can actually prove that he was actually on the submarine at the time of the arrest.
Okay.
I would like to call an expert witness, this truck driver.
Okay. Bring him to the stand.
Where is he?
Wait, hold on. You can call in witnesses?
Yes.
I
Where's
didn't
he?
know that.
Where is he?
That's
well, he's not
an
here.
actual role.
Oh, cringe. Anyways, what I was going to say was that this truck driver could prove that this client, well, that the defendant right here was also, this truck driver was also on the sub as a mean of transportation from one place to another, right?
Right.
Now, not only that, but my witness here would have also stated that he witnessed the arrest of the defendant and could prove, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that he was indeed on fabrication when he was, one, locked away after the discovery of the forbidden exosuit, two, using that exosuit openly without quartermaster's approval of fabrication, and three, was nowhere near at home at the time of fabrication.
Okay. First things first, Prosecutor Terror Boy.
Mhm.
We gotta take in consideration that there is a third person, the quartermaster themselves, who was on this said submarine. They are not in this courtroom, nor is your witness in this courtroom to give a testament. I cannot take your word as a prosecutor over the witness's word, which the witness is not here right now to speak for themselves.
Well, if I can, Your Honor, the quartermaster could not be here because he's dead.
Why is he dead?
Because he was on a submarine which got attacked by my raptors and he got mauled.
Right, okay. Defendant?
Okay, since you brought him in the truck driver, I would like to point out that there was a transport strike going on.
Ah, really? Tell me more about it.
So, this transport strike is due to underpaying, obviously, and the fact that Stockton was the chief financial officer on board the submarine.
Okay.
Hmm.
But
So-
how does that matter in this current situation?
That matters because due to Stockton's role as chief financial officer and a transport strike going on, maybe the truck driver possibly would give, hold on, let me English my English. Okay, maybe the truck driver was seeking out revenge because chief financial officer does financial things, and the strike is about money. Not enough money equals revenge. Done.
So you are you are stating that the witness that is was not brought to the stand that should have been brought to the stand, it may have ill intentions against the prosecuted due to his position as head of finances,
Chief
or
financial officer.
chief financial,
Mm.
and due to a recent strike in the truck driving scene. Is that
Objection,
is
Your
that
Honor.
is that what is going on here, Mookie?
Yep.
My
if I
question
may,
is, does this strike impact the fact that this accused man, this accused Sock, does that prove that he has not been on the submarine or not? Did he still end up in the submarine?
He worked in the submarine, but
wo-
he was obviously framed.
Framed. Okay. So you're accusing the witness of framing your client of building a exosuit, my mistake, exosuit and such. Okay. What do you have to say, prosecutor?
If I may just interject, not only could I absolutely tell you 100% for certain that the driver there was on board, but I could also tell you with evidence that the client there was on the scene of the crime as well,
Okay.
right? But here's my evidence. And you have to understand that I intended not to insult the truck driver when I mention this evidence. Addictions are terrible, but unfortunately, he does have a bit of a glue stick addiction.
Oh. Not
Yes.
illegal,
Now-
but it is frowned upon, yes.
Yes, this empty glue stick was found on board, and as by all known records of the person on board, he was the only person there who could have been addicted to glue sticks, right? Now, Moki mentions that he was a financial advisor. Of course, financial advisors are very important, and that's where I'd like to present my next piece of evidence, an overused eraser. And now, this overused eraser was to erase a number of mistakes.
Pause.
Um,
I can imagine this
Yes.
game like Cards Against Humanity, where you write up your own fucking cards.
yes,
That would be
that's an
great.
option, that's actually an option, by the way.
Oh, we're turning that on next. I
Oh.
would love some actual freeform evidence.
Yeah,
yes.
because these are actually shit.
These are shit, but I love the idea of freeform evidence. We'll do that next. Darrell, continue.
Okay, so now this was used in multiple places. Now, the primary eraser marks was used again for his financial business. Not only that, but he required transportation to and from areas, and could not use it due to the transportation. We could not use things such as planes due to the transportation strike. Unfortunate. Now, I would like to point out that this eraser was not only used by the truck driver, but it was also used to clean up some evidence. And this eraser just so happens to have the same fingerprints as the accused.
Really? Fingerprint evidence.
Mm-hmm.
But
Now, this is why we see no physical logs of the exosuit being created, but we see that there are multiple digital logs, such as the old computer, However, most digital logs attempted to be erased. Again, it can only be presumed that the accused is guilty of this as an attempt to cover up their work.
Prosecutor Terrorboy, why do you believe that this accused man is trying to fabricate an exosuit?
Fantastic reason. I would like to bring you back to the love letter I presented. Now, this love letter was to the captain of this ship, Mrs. Now, Stockton had a deep infatuation for Mrs. Over the course of their journeys together, and it became clear that he was in love with her. Now, he had presented Mrs. with a love letter, in which Mrs. had responded with no. This has, of course, led Stockton to be led Stockton to cry deeply over the love letter to provide a date, and then chuck it right outside of fabrication. It also led him with the desire for revenge, due to the fact that building that exosuit would not only cripple the crew's titanium aluminum alloys, but also allow him to gain a significant advantage in one-on-one combat with the captain, one he did not currently have due to his inaccessible inability to access guns.
Alright here. Defense? Attorney? Loki?
Alright, so you said that the truck driver was using the glue sticks because he was addicted, alright? Then how do you explain this? Alright?
My
How do you
response-
explain
Mhm.
that there is a paper, there was a stack of paper with it was sticky. Yeah, it was a very sticky stack of paper. All right, at the crime scene. Now, how would that have ended up at the crime scene if the accused wasn't addicted or hasn't had any contact with glue sticks?
Now, if I
Now-
may respond, Your Honor.
Yes, you may.
So there's 2 points to this that I would like to bring up. One, have you tested the substance that those books were stuck with, or like in
Yes.
specific, and their glue?
Yes, they're glue.
Perfect. Because I've run my test of their, I've run my test of their own, and they seem to be it seems to be a much more liquidy substance than the glue that was provided by the truck driver. One can only presume as to what it specifically is. However, the test that I have came back with proves that it most likely is not glue, or if it is, it's some type of different glue. One such as hot glue, which my client, which the truck driver does not, eat.
There he is! He has arrived!
Oh, there he is. There he is.
Perfect. This truck driver right here, again, I do not wish to be insensitive about your addiction, and I'm truly sorry, but it is very crucial to this case. The truck driver, the witness here, has an addiction to glue sticks, one in which he eats them as a form of physical pleasure. Now, this is very different from the substance that those books were tested with.
What do you have to say for yourself, witness?
We should
Smashing.
probably switch over. We should probably switch over to game chat then, just to be able to do this easy.
Yeah.
You just want to definitely Discord or mute in Discord?
Yeah, will do.
Alright.
Hello.
Hello there!
Hold on.
Aloha.
I have to set the.
Yeah. Oh yeah, right.
Rightio.
Your Honor, that is my evidence for the case against one Mr. Stockton.
Alright, Attorney Monkey, you need one more piece of evidence.
Ow. Another piece of evidence I would like to present is this mysterious grab bag. Now, it may seem ludicrous to include this, but the truck driver is also a food delivery person, and this bag has had some food grease inside of it. Now, how would that be inside the exosuit manufacturing room when how would that be inside the exosuit manufacturing room if if Stockton did it?
Your Honor, if I could respond to that.
You may.
So, notably, to establish a claim, we have to first assume one very crucial thing: that this bag had to be in the exofab or the exofabrication room.
It was.
Now, it is, because there was a large amount of material stored in the fabrication room, including any personal goods or any deliverable goods, such as the truck driver's delivery, who happened to be delivering assorted fruits. This is why it was in this is why it was in the fabrication, as a place to store it with other materials and personal goods. Notice at the time they were also doing a husk egg transport, and all the crates for those husk eggs were also in exofabrication.
Any closing remarks, Mookie, before I make my verdict?
Yes, but I did say food grease. That means fried food and stuff, which is not fruits. Which the prosecutor said it was fruits, but it wasn't fruits. It was fried stuff. KFC, McDonald's, all types of stuff. That that a normal food delivery person does.
If I
And
could,
the truck driver was the only food delivery person that was assigned to this submarine.
Alright,
If
I
I
think I've
could-
heard enough.
oh. Oh,
Mr. Stockton, due to the substantial amount of evidence going against you, I declare you guilty for fabrication of a exosuit illegally without fabrication's permission. I sentence you 3 weeks in probation. Alright.
Yeah, I was reaching for it. The evidence
Yeah,
is
no.
shit.
What you should have was the exosuit
Pleaded
could have
insanity
been
to reduce their
fabricated
sentence. The
by
judge agreed and
the
sent him
witness,
to
due them
asylum.
both having equal access to it.
Yeah, that would be smart.
Oh,
That-
alright, that was great.
Thanks, Mitch. Alright. That was fun.
Alright, everyone jump in.
Hold on.
Can chat be
Same room biscuit, by the way. Hold on.
Hold on. Can the chat be like
IE Force M4U.
I think
wait,
they
so
can
chat
weigh
is
in.
working?
I think they can weigh it. Well, I want to be judge.
Oh, Terrible is gonna
Hold on.
be
Is-
the
is
fucking
Gibson,
judge.
agent doing his purpose?
Oh, this is gonna be fucking great. Bailiff. Who's Bailiff? Oh, Biscuit's gonna be Bailiff.
Hold on. We need someone to be a judge, someone to be the fourth thing.
I'll be a witness.
Alright. Well, you need to be a prosecutor.
I think we're getting someone else. I think Goose has it.
Hmm.
Goose obviously has to have it because Goose has been wanting me to play it. Hold up, how do we change the cards?
It's you gotta
Default
do
cards,
it.
it's on the,
you gotta do it
top
in the actual
right.
table.
Top
You
left.
gotta do it in the actual what's its face. You can't do it like mid game. You have to do it. I think. You have to do it in lobby. You have to write up your own cards. So you can't just like do it while you're
Oh, yeah.
speaking.
Oh,
Like
okay.
that.
Yeah,
Ed, how did you know I have it?
Because
because
Game.
where is he?
I don't even know if you can hear me.
yeah,
No,
I hear you.
You're in the lobby right thing. We can hear you.
I kicked.
And
I
then they're
kicked him
gone.
on accident. I kicked him on complete accident. Hold on.
Are you buying? Are you buying
Back
44 the
again.
game?
I don't know what the fuck
Nah,
happened.
I
don't know what the fuck
can't.
happened.
Okay.
EM4.
We will need to save up. Hopefully, he can run it.
Hopefully.
We need a judge and prosecutor. Tara,
Do we?
I vote you to be judge.
You want me to be a judge? Okay, I can be a judge.
And
Sure.
Creeper, be a prosecutor.
Do I have to?
We need the colored ones are the ones we actually need to start the game.
Yeah, the prosecutor, judge, defense. You need those three.
Alright.
There we go. Let's go.
Hold on, give me a second. Just gotta check something.
We need a witness to make this more interesting.
I'll do
I
witness.
agree.
And that is why I am not learning. I'm not being a lawyer.
What, you don't want to be a lawyer? That's fringe. Hold on. Am I friends with Agent on Steam actually?
I want to be a scientist, not a lawyer.
Agent, is it?
Okay, share.
Bailiff, slap his nuts.
Bailiff, eat his balls. We're getting aggressive in here. Welcome to the Bone Zone. Oh yeah, Agent, accept my friend request, smiley face.
Is it picking up my keyboard?
Yes.
A little bit.
That's not supposed to happen.
That's fine.
If you turn it to
Probably
push to
pick up
talk,
mine
that
as
means you have to press it, and this game literally has no other keys besides the T1.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
We're waiting on Terrorboy now.
Yeah, I'm just doing something real quick.
Ah, okay. Okay, that makes...
By the way, I'm currently
No
on a call with
sense.
44, so, you know.
Oh yeah, tell him to accept my friend request.
I'm pretty sure she...
This is
Yeah,
not-
he can hear you, okay.
Okay.
Radio.
Because he wants the game, but it's 62 for him, so...
Yeah, no, I totally get it. Just tell him it's all, my also Steam name is Terrorboy, so just accept Terrorboy. Love it.
I
You
figured
can
it
talk
out
to him
by
directly,
my...
You just have to answer for him.
Hmm?
I said you can talk to him directly, I will just have to answer for him.
Oh yeah. Friggin' name's Terrorboy, accept my friend request. Smile.
Smiley
Yeah.
face.
Perfect.
I'm gonna go grab a...
Smile face.
Actually, I have a drink right. I'm gonna grab a snack.
I'm actually thinking about just getting it to you, man. I mean, it's not that expensive.
Too late. Don't mind me. I just spent $32 on an $8 game. Smiley face.
What?
What?
Hello?
How? What? What?
I'll be right back.
Hello?
I gifted Seven and Moke and Agent the game.
Oh yeah, right. I have to. Wait. There we go.
Gonna get a bailiff in here? Cheers, hell yeah.
Alright, is it working?
Alright. He says just play. Ready
Hello?
up, Seven. Yeah, hey. We can hear you, okay?
Okay, apparently it picks up everything.
Is that a bad thing?
Yes, because I normally have a abstraction layer between my mic.
Oh,
and
is it not
output.
taking that? Is it not defaulting that one then?
It's not using the noise canceller I have.
Why the fuck does he have that game?
Brilliant. Did you try
Yeah,
to gift it to him? Oh, that's so funny.
No, not. I just saw someone that I know also has the game for some reason.
Alright,
Yeah,
let's
this
go.
game's
I
fun.
might have to restart my computer.
It's
Right,
it's
yeah.
fine.
Oh, I just realized the Discord thing's
It's
up
just
my
weird.
ears.
Yeah,
Aw.
it's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, it's still here. Never mind.
I just turned the game down.
How do you make paper planes, by the way?
You scroll. Pick up and scroll.
There's been a second hit.
Order in the court. Gotta get the little prosecutor. Ooh, we have a little girl and an expert.
Alright, what are you accusing my person of?
Yeah. Honestly, by the look on his face, he deserves it. He looks exactly like the last dude I just prosecuted.
I prosecuted.
That'll be key. Write that down, write that down.
Write that down, write that down.
Write that down, write that down. Breaking news. War crimes in Windrealm.
I hearsay, Your Honor.
Order in the court. We have who's this face? What's this dude's name? Mr. Rimrim? Mr. Rimrim has been accused of committing war crimes in Rimworld. I open the defense up to Goose. We'll prosecute Goose.
Alright, so let's see what we got here.
Wait, hold on. What am I again?
You're a witness.
Oh, right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure if you go... Let me just check something.
So, I will present to you this old computer. He has been using the old computer to legally, or at least try to legally, do the war crimes in Rimworld. Because since it is an old PC, it cannot be traced by the government.
Do you have anything to say to that, Seven?
Yes, I do actually.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of the age of the computer, it does not matter what computer he's using, what matters is what he's done on said computer. And my client is very innocent, for he does not own Rimworld at all, despite his name.
I see. Do you have anything to respond to that, Goose?
He has been using this costume to try and fool the law by disguising as someone else.
So, to clarify, you're saying that the client does in fact own Rimworld, because he's using an IRL disguise to have a separate
No,
Steam account which has Rimworld.
Oh.
No, but that is how he uses it to disguise his second account when the law asks about it, because he's doing war crimes. So when the law asks,
What just happened?
he just simply puts on the
Okay,
disguise and say that he
everything
isn't the
Do you have
same.
anything to respond to that, Seven?
Hold up.
Breaking news.
Oh, breaking news.
Identity theft to God.
I will present my first piece of evidence.
Mm-hmm.
He lost power for about a week straight to a freak thunderstorm, and he wasn't at that time able to even launch or play Rimworld, even if he owned it. His whole house was completely powerless. He lost liters and liters of ice cream that he could have eaten, but was all sadly melted, which is why his demeanor is so sad.
Do you have anything to respond to that, Cooper?
Yes, that is actually fake, because he has cut the cable after he realized that he has been caught by the law enforcement. So he cut the cable by himself.
Objection.
Yes.
What was the time frame that you said that the law enforcement knew of this said crime?
Come on, give me.
This is rather
Can I call my lawyer? Can I call my lawyer?
Yes. You may call your lawyer.
You are a lawyer!
Wait, you're the lawyer, okay? Oh my god.
I'm currently calling my lawyer.
Okay.
Come on, help me, bro.
He needs a second opinion.
Now, Goose, if you have nothing to respond to his Seven's statement, I am going to have to strike out your incognito costume in your own computer, as it is proven to be not useful towards this case. Perfect. Continue, Seven, to in your defense.
Right. My client does not own Rimworld, for he has already provided his entire Steam list, which is full of hentai games, but not Rimworld.
Hey, yo.
A fellow culture gamer himself. Do you have anything to respond to that, Goose?
I'm sorry, what was that? I couldn't standard.
Responding to Seven's Seven's statement that his client has provided his Steam list.
Why did you fart?
I farted at the journalist. He smelled funny. This will be a while. You know, you can call a witness, right? Like, that is accessible.
We do have a witness, just kind of waiting.
So, these records show that he was waiting at the doctor's, but it wasn't just any doctor, it was a therapist, because of all of the war crimes that he did in Rimworld. He wanted to get himself checked out because he started getting concerned about it.
I see. Do we have the records for his visit with his therapist?
Yes, I just showed them to you.
Perfect. Well, we showed me waiting at the doctor's office. Do you have anything else? If so, I will accept this as a legitimate defense. What say you, Seven?
Well, these doctor notes do seem to be a bit suspicious itself, because I actually have a postcard stating that he wouldn't be able to arrive at said location, thus never visited it to begin with.
I see. So, in this sense, you have conflicting evidence where he was both waiting at the doctor's office and had evidence of his records at the doctor's office, and yet never arrived to the doctor's office.
Correct. This post-it was mailed towards the doctor himself, stating that he could not arrive at said place, which contradicts the prosecutor's claim that he was waiting at the therapist this entire time, which wouldn't be possible because the post-it note that my client has provided me to provide to you, which has been actually been obtained by the doctor themselves when I talked to them about a week ago, that letter was sent by our client to him stating that he could not arrive for their weekly therapy session due to a power outage, needing to keep the house safe, since the security systems was disabled.
I see. So, unfortunately, due to aside from the poster card you provided, do you have any other evidence to back up this claim?
Me? Yes, let me have a look. An old banknote as well. Now, the banknote may be old, but it's still very prevalent to the current situation, due to the fact that the old banknote, it states, is that his power was cut off due to withdrawn bills.
I see. Interesting. Do you have anything to...
Wait, wasn't the cable cut? Why is it suddenly...
Yes, it was cut by the bank, by the power people.
Yeah, but
it was cut in a storm?
Yes, it was cut in a storm. It was
How
both.
He goes cut by the bank and cut by in a... What is the time frame for this banknote?
This banknote was approximately 3 weeks before.
I see. So, not old.
Oh, it's
And
old.
also-
It's old in the aspect that it wasn't done yesterday.
I see. And has a separate reason for a storm, which would be for his power getting cut.
Well, the power was cut by the electrical company during his actual cuttage of his cable, which is why it was normally normally when a power cable is cut due to a storm, they get fixed within a day or so, maybe 3 days. His power was cut for a whole week, only until he realized that his overdue bills prevented him from going on his computer and prevented him from going to the doctors and doing all those things that he needed to do due to the fact that he couldn't pay his bills. Thus couldn't be possibly purchase or obtain or own Rimworld to said do war crimes in.
I see. Do you have anything to respond to that, Goose? Any evidence to back up your claim?
Yes, indeed. Since the power was indeed cut after he has done the war crimes, he couldn't have written the postcard. That means that someone else wrote it for him.
What do you mean? You gotta...
That's a good question.
elaborate. Do you have any evidence to back up this claim?
He is a Nazi.
I see. Now, this is an interesting counter-statement. How does this relate to your psychiatrist claim? as unfortunately, due to your inability to back up your specific claim, 7 has more evidence provided, and therefore your claim will get striked.
I would like to call a witness.
Alright, how do you call a witness?
You got a scroll wheel, and then until the hammer basically gives a witness. Red witness. Red has called a little girl in.
Perfect. Perfect. The yes witness?
So, we all know that this is the daughter of the criminal. So please tell us, what did your father do before the power was cut? Specifically on Rimworld, what did he do there?
You have to speak, Monkey.
Press hold
Yes,
T.
you can say, I think.
Yeah.
I actually forgot to.
That'll do it.
It's fine,
Yeah,
man.
I wouldn't know because I wasn't allowed to enter my father's room.
So you're telling us that you weren't allowed in the room of your dad while he was playing, right?
Yes. Actually, I wasn't allowed there at all.
So, but can you confirm that at the time you were allowed in the room that he has Rimworld on his old PC?
I wouldn't know because I wasn't allowed in the room at all.
I assume you also saw the wire, right? The cut wire, because you were
Oh yes,
curious.
yes.
You were curious
We
little
went
child.
without ice cream for 5 days. Not 5 days. 2 weeks.
So to clarify, witness, 1, stop crying, that's pathetic. And 2, you not only did not see the witness's room, which he allegedly had Rimworld in, but you did see the wire was physically cut, which is something neither done by a rainstorm nor by the electrical companies.
Objection. Another thing is, Disco said that they didn't have power for 2 weeks, which is contradicting with the fact that 7 over there said that it was only 1 week.
Your Honor.
See?
Your Honor. There is
sorry.
one thing we got to take into consideration, that this is the witness for the prosecutor. And I'm pretty sure I have overheard that this man to my right, the accused man, is sterile, thus could never conceive a child. Or, as you see, no balls, no dick, and definitely no butthole.
If I could just object,
Yes.
I have seen his
Objection.
penis. Yes. Yeah.
The kid is adopted. I'm sorry to say this, but you are adopted.
No.
I see. That's why you're crying. I'll continue on.
Can I go
Prosecution. No.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, what did you...
Continue on.
So yeah, what I was wanting to ask is, did the cable look cut by scissors or anything other sharp, or was it ripped by the storm?
It was ripped by the storm. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Just one last question for the witness, if I could ask personally. Did you hear your dad say or speak anything while he was in that room?
Mostly it was just silent.
I see. Very well.
Oh, can I call the witness again? For a second?
Sure.
Thank you, Your Honor. So,
Wait,
one
hold
more
on, I
question
still have the face.
one more question that I do have is, have you seen your dad getting a old PC, even though he already had one? Like a second PC?
I've
Because
seen a work. I've seen a
because
work
I-
laptop, but I don't know other than that.
Do you have anything else, prosecution?
No, Your Honor.
I
Very
have,
well.
I have,
Witness,
I have one thing to state.
Yes.
You're useless.
I have one more piece of evidence.
Yes.
Alright, here's my evidence. I think you'll have
Did you
to.
throw it at me?
No, I think you need to make my button go green.
Oh yeah, sure. Green.
He cannot possibly be a RimWorld user, for he uses soap, and it's been worn down over the weeks of being used. We should all know, RimWorld players are dirty human beings. In case.
Yes.
That is incorrect. His adopted daughter has been using it, as we can clearly see that he has some problems right here.
Ah.
Objection. Those figurines. Well, obviously, we've already stated that our client here is a massive porn addict, and those figurines are a form of physical stimulation and jar collection.
Mm-hmm. Now, just to clarify, has anyone here seen a person who has those models and take showers before?
No, I
Wait,
have
what?
never
Do,
seen such a
any
thing.
does the defense have any proof that that could be possible? Any expert or such that could prove that? That would be
Yes,
the case?
I actually have an expert on gooning. I shall bring them in.
Yes.
Look at him.
I see. Defense, you may examine your witness. Unfortunately, a little too far.
Dr. Gooner. Dr. Goon. Dr. Goon. I can't say it.
This is a serious court, Seven. If you do that again, I'll throw their witness in a jail so deep on his
Alright,
thoughts,
Mr.
Seven.
Dr. Gooner.
Yawn, I don't
Can
think
you
can
please
do
state
any
the
crimes.
connection to this jarred figurine on my desk towards soap and showering?
They're impossible.
To clarify, you do mean that you cannot own these figurines and also shower.
Yes.
I see. Very well. I will
Yes.
strike out this evidence of soap then.
No one used?
Yes. Do you have
No,
anything? Would you like
I
to
was just
cross-examine?
talking to the journalist.
Yeah. Would you like to cross-examine this witness? By the way,
No, not really. I think.
I see. If the defense has no more questions, I'd like to ask the witness. Thank you for your time. Now,
Come on.
now, does the defense have anything you would like to present as a final piece of evidence?
Yes, one more important piece of information that needs to be presented.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck these. You see, Your Honor, my client was more focused during the power outage to find the lost treasure of Narnia.
I see. Yes.
He did not need.
That contradicts again with another thing that the attorney said, because the attorney said that the criminal decided to stay at home and try to fix everything and take care of his daughter.
I
see.
never stated that. That's hearsay, Your Honor. Objection.
We have the transcript, and I would like to prove that, yes, you did in fact say that.
I stated that the man next to me stated that he's given information to me and stated to you is that what the fuck are you doing? Nuh-uh. He's having a seizure. Alright, what was I saying? He was at home taking care of the appliances and making sure the ice cream didn't melt too much, but in his meantime, in his room that he was silently and quietly trying to look through these maps with his flashlight and and that's what he was doing because he couldn't leave the home. He wasn't allowed to.
Sorry, yes, Goose?
The treasure map is from a restaurant for kids. It's not a real treasure map.
you have a response? Your prosecution?
Does my client look like he's smart enough to know that?
No, and
Well,
that's
I
the
don't know
problem.
his door. I don't know.
And if he's
yeah.
smart enough, if he's not smart enough to figure out that a piece of paper from McDonald's treasure map thing, how would he be able to operate and play RimWorld, a very complex and difficult game? He wouldn't even be
Cheating.
able to survive the.
Yeah, that's what I just wanted to say. He was cheating. And after all, that's why he didn't know that all of those were war crimes, but he still did them. And after realizing that he did them, he cut his cable.
I see. Does the defendant have any? Also, just to clarify-
Objection. The cut cable theory that the prosecutor keeps stating has been disproven 3 times now.
It's actually been disproven in nonce.
The witness, the girl, the adopted daughter of her, has stated that it was destroyed by the tree itself and such like that. The power has also been cut by my evidence, by the power company, which is, Your Honor, a hyperbole way of saying of cut. Cut as can be just being turned off and actually physically ripped, which both did occur within that week.
I see. But that still means that there was no power going into that building, correct?
There was no power for the whole week due to the fact that the physical line was cut by a tree and the power was cut by the power company not paying. He was eventually able to pay for it, but during that week of not being able to have power, this is what the prosecutor states that he was doing in that time. The prosecutor keeps accusing my client of doing these things before the whole thing has started, but the actual
Just to
time to
clarify,
date
the witness-
states that... Sorry, Your Honor.
Just to clarify, the witness the prosecutor has presented said the power was cut for 2 weeks, not 1 week. Therefore, it is also safe to presume that the time frame in which the prosecutor's alleged time frame could be, in which the prosecutor has not specifically stated when the time frame was for the alleged crimes, could be significantly larger than the 2 weeks you have stated,
Your Honor, may I say one more thing?
potentially. Yes.
My
go on.
client, well, as we have already stated, Your Honor, my client has already provided the entire Steam list, and the Steam list is currently on your desk, printed out in full. There is no RimWorld to even begin to do said war crimes. That's a weird pencil.
Objection, Your Honor.
Yep.
Your Honor, why is your...
I actually have on my desk the entire 2000 game thing, and if we notice here at lines 874 and 912, we see Tentacle Simulator, Hen's Thai Palace, Sticky Gaga, and the most important to this case, RimWorld. What do you have to say to that, defense?
Your Honor, the evidence has already been provided that RimWorld wasn't on that list the entire time.
Well, the list that's being provided to me states that it specifically
Objection.
was. Yes?
Your Honor,
RimWorld is a hidden game. He hid the game.
it couldn't be hidden. It's completely just there.
Well, my list might have every game printed out, including hidden ones. I also noticed games such as Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, the 2023 one. No one did.
Good flavor.
Yep. As well as How to Not Goon, a tutorial on how to not goon.
Well, how many hours was that on? How many hours did he play?
For which one?
How to not goon.
It says here he played for 172 hours.
Yeah, oh, fuck, mate, you need help.
I also like to point out that the amount of hours he played in RimWorld was 56 hours.
56 hours, Your Honor. 56 hours in RimWorld isn't enough to even commit war crimes. It has such a steep learning curve.
Yes?
He was still cheating. He had access to everything.
What say you, defense?
How would he gain access to everything? Prosecutor?
Death mode.
Does my client look like he's smart enough to know what that is? We've already
It's been
stated...
established he
We've already...
has the internet.
No, that is why he was using a tutorial.
Tutorial, mate. We've already stated that the treasure map from McDonald's wasn't real. He doesn't know that. He still doesn't know that. Look at him.
And yet, defense. It has also been made clear by the fact he could purchase these games in the first place that he does indeed have internet and the ability to look up this information.
That is true, but that information hasn't been provided as evidence, nor will it be. Your court is nearly.
That is correct. Prosecution, do you have any defense that will have any evidence that could be provided as such?
You do not allow me to put in more evidence.
Oh, I can't because you use such.
Then that's the end of the court case.
I see. So to clarify, this treasure map will not be presented as evidence, as it is utterly useless. I shall make my final judgment now. What's his name? Mr. Rimrim. This court case has proven that you do in fact own Rimworld in your library and have access to the internet. It is not proven that you have had it during a longer time frame than the 2 weeks that it's been stated that your power was cut. So therefore, this court has not proven that you have, beyond a shadow of a doubt, played a Rimworld and committed war crimes.
Objection.
Objection denied.
56 hours of Rimworld does not prove that he's committed war crimes in Rimworld. It just proves that he's played Rimworld.
Objection.
Yes.
Every Rimworld player has done war crimes. And if not, check the save files if you didn't delete them.
Perfect.
Then
Now,
you're.
if you
then-
could... Nope, none of that. I'm making my final judgment right now, okay? Overall, the prosecution has not proven that the defense has, beyond a shadow of a doubt, has played and, has committed war crimes in Rimworld. However, has proven that the defendant has indeed played Rimworld for at least 56 hours. The defense has not proven that the defendant could not have committed the crimes of playing Rimworld, but has indeed prevented the defense from saying beyond a shadow of a doubt, by leaving enough doubt open. Overall, you are not guilty of this crime until further notice.
Yes! Yes, I won! I fucking did it! Woo!
You know what?
That's just the
you could have
prosecution's bit.
used?
I'll be real. What?
You know what you could have used? You could have used the laptop. I did state that he had a work laptop.
I
Too late.
also specifically.
You were a shitty witness.
You were terrible for both people. It was great. Alright, you want to get in here, Agent?
You know what? I better hop off.
No,
Looks like-
fair enough.
Fair enough. At least we have 3 people. Then we can keep
Well,
doing.
we have 4, so yeah. Agent.
Did you get 44 the game or?
Yeah, I did.
Wonderful. Then we have 5.
It has it been?
There's been
Oh shit, that has.
there's a new
Lights,
courtroom.
camera, trial. Let's go. Hell yeah.
Thank you, Flaming Ice. Flaming Ice Dragon.
Hold on,
That's
A.
called Lights Camera Act Trail. Lights Camera Trail, apparently new map.
Oh, you want to use that one?
Yeah. Let's use the new one. I might. What should I be? I want to be a witness, but I also want to be a prosecutor.
Ooh, both are fun. I kind of want to be. What does Goose want to be? I'll let the other people decide what, and then I'll choose.
Nah, good question. I'm just gonna be witness. See what shit I get.
Fair enough. Alright, you want to be Judge Confused Biscuit then?
Biscuit doesn't get a mic.
That's fine. You don't need a mic for a judge.
Silently just judge people.
You can kind of do that. It's not great, but you can do it.
Well, hold on. I think 44 would love to be a judge, so we'll wait for him.
Actually, it would be true. Yeah. Let's see if we can get 44 up.
Ah, this game's great. This game's great, but this is like the type of game I would not play with people at my house.
Dad.
No, dear God, no.
Dad.
What do you want, Creeper?
there is a Twitch mode where the chat can be the jurors.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, 7 has implemented that. I'm pretty sure it actually works.
Yeah, it's connected. It's connected, but I just don't know if it's working or not.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
that's
great.
still, yeah. No, it should work. I mean, do you want to be a judge then, Biscuit? Or...
Oh yeah, I think I have to be the judge because then
Oh yeah, sure.
I'm in charge and then the jurors are mine.
Yeah, right.
Maybe I have to be host.
Do you want to try that out?
I'll try to be host.
Yeah.
You're a bit weird if you join someone's thing and then the entire Twitch chat goes, "He's guilty," and you win because you're the prosecutor. All right, let's host. All right, how does this work? Fault cards, fault map. I want. Yeah, let's keep the map. All right, everyone, come join. Jesus Christ! Hello.
Boo.
Why are you suddenly making a lot more noise? Hold up. Oh, it's because you're pushed to talk now. Open mic.
Oh, I am. Yeah, I am. I was
Yeah,
open mic.
yeah.
Yeah.
Weird.
I can turn down my volume. Alright, Alright, gotta get everyone else in.
Absolutely. What's the bailiff do?
Bailiff is like a second judge, I think. Like, where they control the court, make sure people aren't getting rowdy.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Where's, Goose and Egan?
We're
Okay.
gonna need...
Yeah, oh, they're there. Goosey here. One will be prosecutor, something like this. Yeah, we're gonna need, Egan to join in. Is he here? I think, maybe Goose. Cool.
It's alright,
Hold
try to
on,
keep
can
it...
we wait for 44, he's still loading in.
Still loading
he's
it?
just loading
Right,
in, that's fine.
we'll wait.
Yeah, sure.
Never
what's
mind,
up,
he said
Seven?
we can play another round.
Yeah, sure. Do you want to be defense, Goose? Or because
Nah.
we don't have enough people this way though, unless Biscuit wants
Yes,
to be
we
a
do. We
defense.
can take one of the jurors and put him into defense.
Yeah, but Biscuit's mic doesn't really work.
Yeah,
Which
for
is a
fuck's sake.
slight, yeah.
Where are y'all talking actually? I'm confused.
In game.
Hold on.
Hold up.
We're talking in game, by the way.
Oh, in game.
Yeah.
Is my mic clear or is it like loud with a fan
Uh,
noise?
it's good enough.
I mean, it's fine. Yeah,
yeah, like it's
okay,
totally
it's
serviceable.
fine.
Terra is worse than yours, Biscuit.
Fine, I'll play defense.
Hey, whoa. That's because mine's open mic.
Yeah. Alright, is everyone ready?
Yeah.
Indeed, man.
Where is
Wait, no,
44 right now,
it's-
actually? Is he still loading,
He's still
like, the...
loading in. He's still loading into the game, but he said we can play another round without him.
Oh, that's gonna take fucking forever. Alright, let's go.
Yeah, sure.
Look at all the cameras. Lights, camera, cigarette. Accused, stop looking at me.
Don't worry. Let us begin this court case. Right, I'm silly.
Okay. This is the worst one I've done so far.
Holy shit. What does the male woman have to
What
do
you
with this?
want me to defend?
Quick
Did you-
what
what?
does that
to
even
prove your
mean?
client didn't do the shiggy on a granny without consent. Obviously, it's just as hard for me
What
to
the hell
prove
does
that
that
as it is for
even
you to
mean?
disprove that.
Alright, prosecutor, start first.
Your Honor, everyone who's watching this live on air,
Yeah, it's a public execution. It's a live execution. We just gotta prove it.
yeah, exactly. I would like to, it is my goal to prove that Mr. Piss had, in a public area, committed the horrible act of doing the shiggy on a granny. One
Public.
Mrs. Serene Serenison, a 97-year-old granny who, while out shopping, got tackled and shiggied by Mr. Piss. To start off with, I would like to present this stick of chewing gum. Now, we all know what the shiggy is and how this horrible thing is used within it.
I don't know what the shiggy is though.
Me
Okay, so
neither.
so the shiggy is you tackle someone to the ground, throw your hands up in the air and wave them around like you just don't care, before grabbing chewing gum, blowing it into a balloon, and shoving it into a person's mouth until you suffocate them. Now,
It
this is
sounds
often
like
done-
assault with extra steps.
It kind of
Prosecutor,
is.
this is just
It's
murder
like-
at this point. Are you sure it's the right
Sexual
charge?
assault.
No,
No.
because this crime is normal. This is normally done as a mean of a sexual gratification,
Oh,
similar to like Aurora's Rogue asphyxiation, if you're all aware of that. Now, the chewing gum here presented is, of course, has the defendant's DNA evidence of, and was found within Mrs. Shimsham.
honestly, that's all the evidence I fucking need. Your Honor, defendant, you got any counter argument to that? Because that's pretty clear, cut and dry.
I will come up with a defense if you will allow me, Your Honor.
Yes, you may. I shall give you 5 minutes.
5 minutes, Jesus! What is this? A television show?
It is a television show.
All right. Every kid
Your
watching.
Honor,
My
I
bad.
will present my first evidence, which is an invitation card. Now, this invitation card was given to the accused. Wait, are we calling accused or defendant?
The defendant.
The accused, whatever. It doesn't matter. We know.
Fine, who cares? Kangaroo court, go. Okay, so the accused, the slash defendant, if you want to be technical, was given this invitation card by Serene. I can't read this. What's her name? Serenson? Am I getting it
Serene
right?
Serenison.
Serene Serenison, as a means of a favor. What that favor is, I do not know. But if the prosecution is accusing on the shiggy, then I also have another evidence to tender, be this used box of tissues.
Mm.
Go
So
on.
the chewing gum confuses me because if the tissue box has already been used,
Mm.
where did the chewing gum come from? That will be all from me for now, Your Honor.
Objection.
Go for
The
it.
shiggy only involves tissues in very specific circumstances. Specifically, as one is of greater weight than the other, at least by 50 kilograms, to achieve a similar result, or one cannot blow the balloon up enough to be able to fill the gullet or airways of the person who is being shiggied, and neither of which are true for this circumstance.
Right.
I
Defendant.
now present my next evidence, which is
Oh my god.
a gathering of police officers. Now, this gathering of police officers was due to a report made by someone within the house.
Mhm.
It is still not clear as to who, as the police officers were not able to get the person's name. But they reported that when they arrived, all they found was the defendant standing above the victim, Serene Sun, but there was no, but she was still breathing. There was no issue of the chewing gum or the tissue being shoved down her throat.
Yes, of course.
They were doing something else. I shan't say it.
If I can object,
That
Your
would be
Honor.
all.
You may.
So the defense has proven two very useful things. One, if I can object, Serene Sun is not dead. She unfortunately the Shiggy did fail on her, as of course no tissues were used during the initial part of the Shiggying. However, the chewing gum that was used to, of course, make so the victim cannot breathe, did in fact pop due to granny ways. You good there, bud? And did in fact pop due to her granny ways and could not, and therefore she could indeed breathe perfectly fine. And that's what I imagine the officers would have seen.
Hold up.
Second.
Question: is Creeper the granny? Because Creeper looks like the granny.
No, I don't have her as a granny.
I know,
No,
but
I'm the witness.
Creeper is either the male woman or the movie producer. Wait, this makes it worse. Like the movie producer.
This makes it significantly worse, and I love
I
it.
already have a story for both, so
Perfect.
If you wanna call me in, call me in.
So perfect.
Call me.
And I'd like the second thing, secondly to state that the defense has stated that Mr. Pierce was indeed at the residence of Mrs. Serene Sun.
actually,
now-
hold everyone. This entire situation happened at a shopping mall.
Correct.
So the evidence of both.
You do understand that Mrs. Serene Sun's residence is within a shopping mall, right?
I did not know.
Where I need to check my phone. What do you mean it's at a shopping mall? What's going on here? What is this?
You are the main defense on the case. You not knowing this information is downright lackadaisical on your part, if I may say, Your Honor.
You may
I
say.
just got the brief yesterday. What do you want me to do? They told me it was going to be something crazy. I didn't think it was this crazy.
Well, remember, prosecutor, take into consideration that the defendant over here didn't actually hire a lawyer. This is one of the free lawyers that state provided.
Ah, understood. This makes
And
a lot
now
more
you know
sense.
why I don't do pro bono cases. I get stuck with something like this. How do you want me to tell? Everything is so suspicious. Why does he have a katana?
If I can, Your Honor,
Yes.
I would like to call to the stand my first witness.
Yes, you may.
This male woman was outside of Mrs. Serene Sun's door around the time of the attempted around the time of the shigging.
All right.
Miss Melwoman, you of course
Yeah.
were traveling your long stroll from the post office outside the front of the shopping mall inside the bottom floor of the shopping mall, which Miss Shiggy's residence is in there, right? To deliver mail to someone else in that same residence?
Yes,
Of course.
indeed.
Now I must ask, did you of course did arrive outside Mrs. Shiggy, well Mrs. What's the fucking name? Serene Sun's residence around the time of the shiggying, right?
Yes, indeed.
In which
I
case,
saw it with my own eyes.
yeah, in which case
He
I
was
would
still on top of her. Why? He was still on top of her.
You know, hold up.
see. And
Pause for a
can you
second.
Confirm? Yes.
I can't wait for me to be the prosecutor, and you to be the defender, Terror Boy, and the crime would be chopping Wisty's head off.
We're both guilty.
Alright, continue.
So I now must ask: did you clearly see that Mr. Pierce was indeed the person who committed the shiggying?
Yes, he was still on top of her. He was
Perfect.
like doing something to her face or mouth or something.
I see. I have no more questions for the witness, Your Honor. If the defense has any more questions to ask.
I have a
Yes,
question.
you may, defendant. What do you have to say about the situation?
Witness, male woman, I have a question to you. I put it to you that were you really able to see Mr. Piss on top of Mrs. Serene Sun?
Yes,
Were
I
you
would
in the
recognize that
house?
face everywhere. I
Were
would
you in the
recognize
house?
that face everywhere. No, I was not in the house. He was doing it on the street.
That will be all for me.
Very well.
May
have
I
more questions
may
to
I
ask
may I speak to the witness themselves?
You may.
What?
No, you can say whatever you want. You're the judge.
You tell both of us to shut up.
Yeah, shut the fuck up, you two. It's witness time. Witness, where were you exactly at that time frame?
So I saw him being like right in front of his store, and I was currently going through the mall because I still needed to go some shopping after my shift.
So you were not on work, but still in uniform?
No, I was currently off work because I just finished my shift and I just needed some food so I can make lunch for the day for me and my son.
Okay. And when you stumbled upon the accused and Shingi, whatever her name is, when you stumbled across her, what was happening within that time
Just
frame?
calling her Granny, that's it.
Granny's good.
I'm not quite sure what happened. I just saw it and I just immediately called the police, which is why he's currently here.
Okay. So, with this information, there is no proof that the accused Shiggy the woman or attempted to save the woman from a Shiggy attack. Since you did not witness it actually happening, all you have witnessed was the accused
That
on
is
top.
correct. That is correct. When I came there, he was on top there. I do not know if he put something in her mouth or pulled something out of her mouth.
Okay, so from the evidence we have gathered so far, from the witness statement, the accused was in a either attacking or saving the grandma, and sadly we cannot actually bring the grandma onto the stage to get her side of the story since she is hospitalized in a coma. Yeah, fucking Zach, I heard you typing, I looked to my left and I see you typing in my chat.
Hold on. What's fucking? Oh, what's the room code 7 by the way?
Blah, 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 blah.
Was a Gent or Amanda was asking.
Okay, let's wrap this up quickly. Alright, evidence. Alright, accused. I want you to give me more evidence based on what's happening. Because right now, the gum has
Can I
been
leave?
potentially thrown
I
away.
still need to make food.
Yeah, you may go.
Thank you.
Let's see. If I could present just one more piece of evidence, one extremely disturbing piece of evidence,
You may.
as I presented to the prosecution's 5. Why did you strike out my evidence, SMH?
Because we couldn't prove that the chewing gum was malicious intent or not based on our accused man over here. We couldn't
Very
prove it.
Could I prove that that is in fact the case?
If you can prove it, then I'll reinstate it. Oh.
This disturbing email was sent from Mr. Piss to one of his friends, director, famous director James Jameson.
You fuck off with these names. I won't remember them.
That's what I was saying, like, bro, love these fucking
He prefers Jake, okay? Now, this email states, and I follow, Yo, Jimmy boy, guess what I've just done? I just took this old lady living in a fucking mall, can you believe it? Written in brackets. And gave her a little shiggy. She was a little bit of a biter, but she got down in the end. Haters.
Understood. I have a look at this email. May I have the evidence?
I just provided it.
Alright, let me have a look at it. Alright. Alright. Where did you get this email from? Was this a...
It was sent from his personal email address
Yes, but how did you obtain this evidence?
by checking through his phone, which was at the scene of the crime.
I don't think prosecutors are legally allowed to do that.
If you
They
subpoena,
can use police evidence.
It's
So the
yeah.
police did that.
Which
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure there's a big thing in Ace Attorney where half the courtroom like evidence should be dismissed because it's technically illegally gathered. I think that was
But in his defense, I'm a prosecution. I use evidence which the police have had.
so you're stating that you gained this information from the police,
Yes, I'm a prosecutor. I
and
work for police
the
heavily.
subject was. If for me makes it a good thing. If we go by Ace Attorney rules, everyone is allowed to do anything.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, mhm.
So this email has been provided from the phone of the subject to my left.
Correct.
Okay. Alright. You have one more opportunity, attorney.
It's just do or die, baby.
Understandable, but I would like to call my witness, the movie producer.
A movie
Did you say
producer.
God?
Movie producer has arrived.
Okay,
Yeah, hello.
I have a question for this movie producer, and I think it might be of interest for all three of us. This encrypted USB key that was found.
Jeez,
Ow.
buddy, whose side are you on?
And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't give a shit. Because
Oh, what's going
this is
on?
why
here?
I don't do free cases. Sometimes I get things like this. But anyway, about the encrypted USB key, the name of the movie producer, Jake, was on it. And behind it,
Wait, are you
is
trying to
the
pull me into the
person's
shit
name.
now as well? It was
Yeah,
a movie
so-
stunt. That escalated.
Wait.
Maybe.
Are you saying the Shiggy is part of a movie stunt? Is that what you're trying to
Yes,
say?
it was. Yes, indeed. It was part of a movie stunt that ended badly.
Witness, may I speak to you?
Sure.
So, this movie stunt happening in your movie that you are directing, was it done to the wrong person?
It was not done to the wrong person. However, it escalated badly.
Escalated how so?
I'm not quite sure what happened, but I think the not witness, the defendant, the accused one, got a little bit too much into his role and did it a bit too aggressive
Aggressive against who?
against the other actor, the grandma.
So,
Yeah.
prosecutor, why has that information not been revealed that the
Oh.
grandma was an actor? Does it
Oh,
not say on her
perfect.
portfolio?
Oh, perfect. That's
Judge,
because.
I think I can answer for the prosecutor.
Mm-hmm.
You may speak.
I believe-
Hold up. You may speak. I've already said this to the prosecutor.
I
Prosecutor, speak.
believe that
Prosecutor, what do you have to
That's
say?
very interesting, and that's because of this a piece of evidence, a Spectre sweeper. Now this device is used to sweep any and all information about a person, and all information about a specific crime scene, or in this case, sweep any evidence that this person was in fact a part of a movie. Now, it is, of course, my prosecution's belief that Mr. Pierce did, of course, commit these crimes. However, this would then add an interesting perspective. Mr. Movie Producer, you're, of course, directing a movie using both the Granny and Mr. Piss.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Were you directing a movie using the Granny and Mr. Piss?
Yes, indeed, I did.
Perfect. Then why the hell was there a Spectre sweeper used at the scene of this movie?
We did
You-
not use such a thing.
Well, then you're saying that there's a third party had used it, as these are highly illegal and would not be used by the police force.
I'm accusing you of that.
I'm working heavily with the police force.
Judge,
Why?
can you whack the witness for a
What
moment?
I'm... What?
Thank you.
So, from the evidence that has been provided so far, the sweeper may be a third-party individual with unknown motives that was not involved with the current situation, so I'm going to have to strike that out of the evidence pool.
Well, I actually think that it would be heavily related with the situation. As we know, the sweeper had definitely been used as it removed any scene of the any potential production elements that were used in the scene of crime, as the police and/or Nye had no inclination that there had been a movie production going on in the first place.
The wit
I would think that if a third party's involved, that'd be heavily important to the case, as it might prove either Mr. Piss is further guilty of more crimes, or not guilty of this current one.
Unless you can provide evidence of the third party's involvement with the witness, there is no correlated evidence from this third party with the main Spacey.
I'm so glad you asked.
Oh, really? Oh?
Now, as we see here, there was some melted wax at the scene of the crime. This melted wax happened to
This
be
sounds
a
like
famous...
a horror film.
Kind of. It happened to be in the famous symbol of a gang. Gang Missouri. Gang Missouri is a terrible, terrible gang and happened to be located just in the same region as the crime took place. Now, unfortunately for Mr. Piss, it is heavily known that he was a former member of Gang Missouri before he left the gang due to a bad dispute. However, he still has markings from that, and additionally, there's been surveillance footage of him getting more buddy with Gang Missouri members as of recent. It is of my belief that with the recent evidence of the movie production, that Mr. Piss had actually wished upon the granny that he could shiggle her during the film production, which is why it was included in the first place. Additionally, it is of my belief that after his satiation was not filled, he attempted to then go back and shiggle her further in her public residence, in which the male woman had seen it and then called the police.
Right. I'm gonna call up the witness once again. The actor, the movie director. When was the movie scene of this shigging took place?
Do you mean the time?
Yes,
Oh, I don't
the time
know.
and date.
I
When
have so much... I do not know. I have so much going on. I have to direct so many movies. I do not remember. I'm sorry.
Right. Alright, you may go. So, let's not forget the evidence of that email. Despite the fact that the accused is a former gang member and now movie star, it is stated that the email was completely off work and not used in that movie in any way, since it was a private email.
Correct.
So from what the information I have gathered so far, that the accused worked with the grandma on the movie to Shiggy, and the Shiggy almost triggered something inside the accused and made him go deranged to do it again, but for real this time. So, I think this is the end of the court case.
Does the defense have any last witness or evidence
Any last evidence before I make the verdict?
This sketchbook with the creepy portraits. So, prosecutor, is this part of the Missouri gang you were mentioning? If it is, just take him away. I don't think I can defend him after all this.
Those creepy portraits of people being murdered by people who have Gang Missouri tattoos, yes, absolutely.
Alright. Do it, Your Honor. Throw him out. This is why I don't take these briefs.
Alright. What was the fucking prosecutor's name again? Mr. Piss? I accuse you have been sentenced for doing the shiggy on a grandma without consent. Consent? It's illegal to begin with.
No, it's not.
Wait, but so shoving
Because
bubblegum down
the shiggy is a
people's...
because it's a two-person act, and is also considered a sexual act, similar to Aurora's auroric asphyxiation, one that does not necessarily mean a death, but can lead to it if used in the wrong circumstance. It's very circumstance-based.
Alright.
Without consent, it's heavily illegal.
Alright, but the whole situation did lead to a grandma being hospitalized, so Mr. Piss, I hereby sentence you 2 years of sexual assault, 1 year of harassment, and 15 years of attempted murder.
Bitch got fucking 18 years because he did the shiggy.
Oh wow, you should read it. I'm untouched.
Oh shit. Hold up, we gotta reopen it. Alright, 44, get your butt in here. You're a judge now. JBARUL. I'm allowing everyone to come join. I want to be a prosecutor. I'm gonna fucking accuse people. It's gonna be great. I'm curious. Is there a chat in this game? I don't think so. It's all voice. It's all voice.
Perfect. Alright, so that went well, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna be a prosecutor.
I'm gonna be defense.
Let's get 44 in here and make him the fucking judge.
It's cringe.
Oh, we actually have. If we actually have jurors. Give me a role that doesn't need a voice, yeah.
Like, there are a bunch of roles that, like, don't need voices. Jurors, I assume, don't need voices. Journalists and bailiff, I don't think need voices, you know?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the juror's whole job is to vote on, like, stuff the judge can't decide on.
Well, it's more so like a situation where, like, at least how juries are used in, like, America and Australia, I think, is that they're used as, like, okay, they say if they're innocent or guilty, and then the judge says for how long they get put away.
My country stopped using jurors because of a murder case that terrified the jurors to not come. So, yeah.
Is that actually the case? That's so sad / funny. Alright. There's an agent here.
That 44 will be right here. Just give him a few more seconds.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go grab a snack. I'll be right back.
Respectable. This game's fun.
Snackies. Yeah, absolutely. I fucking love it.
9 out of 10 game.
And it's so cheap as well, right? When I saw the price, I thought, oh, it has to be on sale. And no, it wasn't.
I
It's
bought it for
just insane cheap,
$7.
and I
Sorry,
love
I
it.
initially bought it for $7 because it's 10% off for some goddamn reason.
I got it for €5.50.
Fucking British bitch. Nah, this game's great.
Nah, German.
You're German? Oh, my bad. Auf Wiedersehen.
Ja, mein guter Herr, ich bin Deutsch.
Ja.
Hello.
Aloha.
Oh, look at who's there. Nice. We just gotta mute in Discord, otherwise we were hearing each other twice.
Yeah.
There we go, I fixed it.
Oh,
44, you're a
anything-
judge. 44, you're a judge.
Oh. Biscuit. No, Biscuit be judge.
Oh yeah, premiers are gonna join as a journal.
What?
Sure. Yeah,
Why do
can
I
you
need
be-
a judge? Why?
Because we need a judge to even start the case.
Why is a fucking judge?
Smiley face.
Come on, 44, you're the judge now.
This
Come on. Yay! Alright, I was gonna wait for Premiere to download.
Oh, okay.
fails. It's not my fault.
It'll be fine.
Wait, are we waiting for another person?
Yeah.
Yep.
Premiere.
Yeah, let's go.
Me and Goose has been a call in the entire day.
Cool.
Yeah,
It's
let
okay,
me-
44.
let me check
I
for
was
how
in a
long.
case and I hated that case so much. I'm so glad it was
For 6 hours and 1 minute and 5 seconds.
What, you didn't like the case about the person doing the shiggy on a grandma?
It's not about that. It's about the fact that I have
Oh,
to
jeez,
defend
I
this
wonder
guy, and
why.
I'm like, I want to throw a chair at him.
Yeah. Alright,
I'm so glad I sabotaged my client.
Premiere's gonna... It's gonna take a little bit for Premiere to download so we can just start the RAM.
44, you need to go to the judge thing and ready up.
Ready up, everyone.
This is gonna go horrible.
Probably.
This is gonna go
What
fucking
could
horrible.
possibly go wrong?
Everything. 10 out of 10.
Now I need to read what's the witness gonna do. So
You.
Yeah. The fuck is going on? This is taking forever.
Eesh.
10
It
years
has to be
later.
because of 44.
Laddles and gentlemen.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Were
he
you
steal-
just in here?
Did he steal a loaf of bread? What the fuck?
Yeah. Also, wasn't this dude just in here? Am I going crazy? Oh, I love that. Hold on. Agent. Goose. Look at this. He turns my head if I look at him.
You didn't know
That was what I was doing the
No,
entire
I've never
time.
played defense. You're
I
gonna
just
get
wanted to show him
executed.
middle
It'll be
finger.
okay. Wait, no judge. Mr. Bread.
All right.
Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. What's going on?
He is not doing well. Look at him.
We'll be fine. Is that a? Why are you holding up a green board? Put
My whiteboard
Down.
is broken. I have a green board. Can I get a new one?
put that down.
Only the judge is allowed to tell me stuff.
Stop doing it!
Fine. You're so fucked, buddy. I hate you,
Alright,
Seven. I'm
it's
just looking at my
that poor
evidence. It sucks.
All right. All right. Are we ready? Are we beginning?
Yes.
Your Honor, Mr. Bread, the man prosecuted to your left, is the potential mastermind of the Perfect Heist gang, who have been making terror across this entire beautiful city with their heists of stealing up to $30,000 each time, with multiple casualties and dozens of deaths. Being the mastermind, I have evidence.
Objection.
He got into this country with a fake passport, which is a crime on its own, by the way. The crime, yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go back to him. Judge.
You can also press the bell to skip your turn, by the way.
Oh yeah, I can. Actually, fuck it, I was wrong. Your Honor, that's a very accusatory claim, considering the fact that that couldn't be the case, because here is a native road sign, one native to this land. What does it say? I couldn't tell you. Neither could Seven, neither could you, Your Honor, neither could the witnesses. This is because none of us are native to here, and all of us required to have passports. Unfortunately, the defendant could not acquire a passport on time due to his wealth status, which we'll get to later, and required the use of a fake passport as to not end up being
Hold up.
a far more
Hold up.
serious crime.
Pause. Premier just got the game installed, but he can't join. Should we just quickly get out and restart it with the same theory?
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, okay,
I'm
let's
down.
let's quickly just restart it so you can get it.
Let's do that. Let's do that.
Let's quickly get 44 thingy in. Host. Also make it a normal courtroom so it doesn't feel weird when I'm accusing someone of fake passports. Odd Eve 38 OD. Map will be default courtroom. I will be that. Everyone join in. Passport in medieval time. Yeah. Alright, get back to your defense.
You really just need me there, huh?
Yeah. I'm going to make the exact same thing, by the way.
Just so you know, my evidence was utter trash.
At least you have a better chance now.
I'm talking like a katana, like multiple stuff that would say, "Oh yeah, he's a person who robs banks."
We're waiting on our beautiful judge, 44, to make his way over and judge.
Sarah, I was like, I had a katana for my case, and I was like, why does he have a katana?
He's a weeb.
He had a katana. I had like multiple evidence that would say like, "Oh yeah, he definitely robbed someone." Was
So
your
like,
evidence
you
good,
know,
actually,
the
Seven?
moment you brought up the Missouri gang thing, I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna do this and let the judge and prosecutor just cook this guy.
I was-
I can't
I
defend
was-
him anymore.
Like, I'll be honest, that movie producer stuff really threw me off. The only way I could get at it was being like, "Oh yeah, this symbol that was there on the scene of the crime, that's not related to the one
up.
that was set up by the movie."
Jinko wants to be a journalist, I do believe. Creeper, let Chichinko be the journalist.
What did you say?
Let Chichinko be the journalist,
Wait,
Goose.
maybe change the court.
But I want to be the journalist.
No. Chichinko can't speak.
Yes.
Yeah.
44, shut the fuck
They just
shut
let
up for a second.
Shodinko
What
be
did you say
the
that?
bailiff. That would be hilarious.
I don't know what the bailiff exactly does, but we...
Bailiff doesn't talk. They can turn people to chickens. They can throw handcuffs on people and other stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, it's just the police officer and the...
Chichinko, space fucking guy, is ready to inject justice.
Jesus
Shodinko, be as
Christ.
chaotic as you want.
Where's
As long
44?
as you don't turn everyone to chickens.
Where's Agent, by the way?
Where is 44?
That 44 isn't even in the main menu yet, he's still loading.
Oh my god.
What the fuck?
Alright, we shall wait. Alright. Alright. Change from a journalist to a night set. Oh, nice.
What?
That was, let me check. Oh, wait, there's more things. Now I look proper. Could be a wizard as well. Everyone, make sure you change your characters up. Be more interesting.
Yes,
Oh no, I'm gonna make myself better Call Saul looking. But he's only defending, isn't he? Never prosecuting.
Actually, Seven, in the first case when I was a journalist, I was so tempted to just write Better Call Saul.
um. There we fucking go.
Dad, are you really sure you want to wait for him? He's still not in the main menu.
That's a very crunchy keyboard right there, man.
Nah, man, those are snacks. He's eating the keyboard. Is Dad even here?
I'm here.
Dad?
I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, there you go. You wanna wait?
We're waiting for 44. 44 takes a little time.
Cringe.
Alright, we're waiting for you.
Yeah, yeah. You know, I hear
Should we
background
touch
chatter
it?
in game, and it makes me feel like there's people outside my fucking house. Fucking
Dad,
seriously.
Should he be the judge again?
Should I be the judge? No, because I wanna do perfect heist meme.
No, he asked if he should be the judge again.
Yes, he can
Yeah,
be
yeah,
the judge
yeah.
again. Or someone else can be the judge.
Can or should?
He can.
So he's not forced.
No, he's not
Well-
forced. We gave him an opportunity, and I looked at him and went, "You're not judge material."
Alright, you're not forced, you don't... He's gonna be a juror, so we need a judge.
Alright, and then I'll be judge. No, I'll be prosecutor, but we need a judge. Who wants to be judge?
You want to be judge, Goose?
No. I
You want to be judge,
wanted to be
Biscuit?
journalist for the past few rounds, so I'm gonna be the...
Fine, I'll take the role of a judge.
Yay.
Then he can be witness if he wants.
Oh,
You
this
wanna
is
be
gonna be
witness?
demented.
Yeah.
What's this random button do? Oh.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's why I'm asking if you wanna be a witness. Okay, he's gonna be the witness.
Alright, good.
It's still loading, he's still not in the main menu. Don't you want to restart the game at this point?
You know, honestly, you know what we could do? We can make our own evidence cards by just stating that this is evidence, and then you state what it is, and then everyone writes it down. We could do it like that, so it's more freeformed.
I mean, we could do that, yeah.
Could do
Yeah,
that.
but that can only take like that could be like
Confusion.
too hard to argue. I don't think a lot of the comedy in this game is you can present evidence and they'd have to somehow fuck up a way to make it good.
We can make our own evidence cards, to be honest.
Yeah,
you
we
can, like, if you want to. I did try out some to make a small deck, and one of it was nuh-uh, then the other one is nuh-uh, and it fits somehow.
Wouldn't it be Yaha? No, 44 just left the call.
Nuh-uh.
Did he
His
die?
PC might have crashed.
Oh my
Yeah, I
god.
think.
Oh god. Do we still wait?
Wait, let me check if he's online.
Man, I pity 44. Sometimes it's the internet.
He's currently
connection.
still online. Currently. It might also be that his PC just has gone into the sleep mode thing where he just leaves the call. So that might be the case.
Right. I feel like if we start now, he'll literally be here in like 2 minutes.
I actually wouldn't be surprised if he's still not in the main menu.
Alright, fuck it. We're gonna go.
Alright.
Poor guy. Anyway.
We'll just tell him to watch and observe, I guess.
I can import a file? Wait, what?
So how about the weather? Hey, Judge. How about this view?
It's a decent view.
Debatable. Who's that witness?
Apparently a ghost witness.
Now let's go.
Witness?
You can import a picture.
Can you? Oh my god, I love that. Alright.
Why is he already up here? Witness.
Let me just send him back.
Why is there a dog? Wait, what the fuck?
That's the bailiff. Prosecutor, begin your case.
Your Honor, we're here today because the accused man in front of me is the mastermind behind the Perfect Heist gang that has been robbing this... Can I speak?
Yes, you may speak. That wasn't me. That was a bailiff, I think.
That's why I got like wiggly eyes.
Make sure you tag in 7.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I need. Oh, that bailiff did his job. Okay, Your Honor, you gotta do the thing.
Hold on. Allow lawyer to present evidence. Okay, there you go. Takes a while.
He is the mastermind behind the Perfect Heist gang's activities that have been robbing this beautiful city for about 3 weeks. Alright, my evidence, my first thing of evidence, is this universal remote which has been modified into a clicker device capable of opening roller doors and opening car doors, allowing his men to steal vehicles with impunity. As all these vehicles these days are becoming smart, and thus easy to hack.
Your Honor, if I may respond.
Go ahead.
The prosecution has attempted to set up some ludicrous claim that my client has been able to not only have access to a high quality remote, one that is able to be used universally on all TVs, but also then change that into a clicking device, able to set up things such as bombs, I would presume, and other heist-related devices. However, this can't be true, because he can't even afford a real ring. My client has such little resources that he's unable to afford the basic diamonds. In fact, his ring is so cheap he can't even wear it today.
Breaking news. Weather report. It's sunny. Why not just go to the beach? Thanks,
I
Goose.
agree.
Thanks,
That's
Goose.
beautiful.
We should go
I
over
wish
to
I
the
was
beach
at
after this.
beach, Not dealing with this
Yes.
case.
Yeah, once you get
Proceed.
Very understandable.
my client is hilariously poor. So poor, he's somehow here today.
Objection. So poor that he would rob a bank?
Objection! So poor he couldn't rob a bank in the first place.
Double
He's so
objection.
poor, even his defense has tattered clothes. Come on.
Objection twice. He bought a diamond ring, a cheap diamond ring, which still is $1,000. That's not poor. What?
It's actually not even diamond.
It's made of plastic.
The diamond
And
is made of
who
plastic.
says that that was not a cover-up?
The same fact. Ooh, that's a very good point, Your Honor. How about the same cover-up as the flat tire he currently has on his car? A car he's not been able to service. Right? A car in which is also his house that is currently being towed away because he's illegally parking. My
Understandable.
The defense is attempting to assume that this cheap diamond ring is some sort of cover-up, but if that was the case, then my client would at least have the basic income to be able to fix his own
What would
flat
you like to bring to court,
tire.
Ice Dragon?
He does not. My client is so poor, he could not attempt to rob a bank in the first place, let alone set up to be the mastermind of a criminal organization, one so deep and vast that they can throw bodies at a problem until they win.
Your Honor.
Prosecutor, your evidence.
Well, obviously, you think he's poor until he pulls out these pearl. He has a big pearl hidden away in a dug-away spot near his main hideout. The Perfect Gang's hideout was raided only just last week, and a lot of his employees point a finger to a Mr. B. Mr. Bread. Mr. Bread's vehicle was suspiciously parked 2 blocks away from the site, and within clearly walking distance, and to keep aversion of his criminal activities. He would only park at night, despite the fact that Mr. Bread's vehicle and himself was never really needed at that location because he doesn't work there, he doesn't live there. None of that makes sense.
Your Honor, if I could respond so kindly.
Nah.
No, the defense has attempted again to set up a claim that because of Mr. Bread's coincidental name, one that happens to exist within the 26.
Breaking news. Oh wow.
I
Goose,
agree
you
with
didn't
the-
have to strike me that hard.
Yeah. The prosecution is stating that because Mr. B
Wait,
won,
hold.
Mr.
The journalist
B,
was turned into a chicken.
He did it.
he's correct to do so. Good job, bailiff. Because
Thank you,
Mr.
Chidango.
Breads
Proceed.
begins with a name that has the letter, like has one of the 26 letters in the alphabet that just so happens to be congenitally related to a person who robbed a bank. And whose car was parked outside 2 whole blocks away that he robbed this bank. When that cannot be true, as you know what was what was on the same block he parked? A doctor's office. A doctor's office he was coincidentally at the time of the robbery waiting at for an appointment due to medically mandated cold medicine.
Prosecution, before you begin, I have a question for you. Where is the bank and the clinic in the same row of shops or buildings?
The
Confirm that,
Perfect Gang's hideout is within 2 blocks of this. It's about 4 blocks away, equally.
Prosecutor, I'm not asking about the hideout. I'm asking if it's the bank and the clinic being in the same lane. Confirm that with me first.
Let me quickly pull up my. Yes, there is a bank down the street from the clinic.
Was that the bank that was robbed in this scenario?
No, but it was clearly a target for the Perfect Heights
I see.
gang, which is
So
why
you're-
our.
So you, if I may, Your Honor. Defense, just to clarify, you're attempting to say that because my client coincidentally happened to park at this doctor's office near a bank that was not robbed for a doctor's appointment, that therefore he is the mastermind behind a vast criminal organization.
Objection. Oh,
Thank
would you look
journalist.
at that?
We take cognizance
I'm
of
just
the
recording news,
phone
Your
being
Honor.
found. Prosecutor, please begin.
So, news to me, to you and all, a phone was found at the hideout, or the crime scene of the hideout. And the phone email address links to Mr. Bread's. Now, you could theorize that Mr. Bread's phone was stolen and taken to the hideout. You could say that, but that phone was located in an office room with papers that are still to this moment being analyzed by the police. We do not know, but those papers did always end with Mr. B. Mr. B, Mr. Bread. Mr. Bread's phone is in Mr. B's office. What does that tell you, Your Honor?
If I may object, Your Honor, here we have the defense is again attempting to say, because of one of the many phones that had been discovered at that location, at the hideout, which clearly there were, some of which were, of course, a part of the a part of the Perfect Heist gang. Of course, Mr. J, or Jarvis Johansson, phone was there as well, a known affiliate to the Perfect Heist organization. However, there are many people who had been clearly disproven to be part of the organization, such as Amelia Earhart, Scarlett Johansson, Billy Bob Jones. 3 people who had very, very airtight alibis at the time of any robbery and had very, very clearly been shown not to be affiliated with Hideout, and yet their phones were there. How was this the case? The same case as to why Mr. Bread's phone was there. Due to robbery. You see...
Objection.
No, I'm letting the defense finish first. Hold your objection,
You see,
prosecutor.
if I can present this beautiful piece of
What
evidence,
the fuck?
And Q bailiff.
do you notice this lonely puzzle piece? This was a puzzle piece found at all 3 robberies, all the robberies I listed, including the robbery of Mr. Bread's phone. This puzzle piece is very connected, very clearly connected to the Perfect Heist organization as a calling card to police. One signifying that they indeed committed a robbery. It's found at many banks, and has been clearly shown that this could very well and most likely means that Mr. Bread was robbed. It also could signify that the Perfect Heist organization had been needing that phone to enact some sort of IED with phones that could not be traced even tangentially remotely close to them.
Your Honor.
Prosecutor.
Your Honor, the evidence that he provided goes both ways. If a puzzle piece was found into possession of Mr. Bread's vehicle, there is no evidence to prove that he got robbed, but instead is a robber who was going to plant that piece at the nearby bank, since the Perfect Heist's hideouts always correspond within 3 to 4, or potentially 2, blocks away from their heist location they wish to do. So, Mr. Bread over here may have already been planning that puzzle piece to plant at the crime scene. After all, if I accuse him of being the leader would be the one to have the rights to plant the puzzle piece.
Objection, Your Honor?
Hold your
The defen-
objection, defense. Hold your objection. Prosecutor, continue with your evidence.
Right. And there is one very important piece of evidence that needs to be propped up. This rusty key was found on Mr. Bread's body. Now, despite the fact that Mr. Bread lives in a van that the attorney has stated, this key doesn't belong to the van. This key belongs to an underground passage leading directly to the bank. Old and disused, but the map plans that I have obtained from the bank due to a request has shown that this key would unlock a service door under the bank capable of going under the bank's vault, which could be reverse drilled open by the Perfect Heist. Meaning that Mr. Bread, this man in front of us, had the capability of breaking into the bank, or had the tools to break into a bank, right next to the Perfect Heist's hideout, 2 blocks away, with a puzzle piece with Mr. B's initial as Mr. B or Mr. Bread. All these things are clear cut and dry that Mr. Bread over here is in fact the ringleader or something close to a ringleader of the Perfect Heist gang.
If I may state my rebuttal, Your Honor.
Yes, you may.
So the defense has, again, set up 2 very critically important things here. One, by attempting to disprove my argument about Mr. Bread being robbed. This is fundamentally a misuse of the truth and is incredibly scary on the part of the prosecution. You see, Mr. Bread was undeniably robbed, as we can see by his missing of his phone, wallet, the smashed windows, as well as the leaving of the chess piece. His car was very clearly robbed, and he reported
Objection.
his immediately.
Objection. His windows are smashed because his vehicle is not his.
Prosecutor, hold your objection. Defense, continue.
You see, not like this vehicle, very clearly registered in his name, had been robbed. Had been robbed the same time his phone went missing. He immediately called for the police, who had happened to be nearby. He happened to be nearby at the time, very luckily, and happened to not recover his stolen goods. It is of course to be assumed that the Perfect Heist gang had robbed his vehicle, right? And as on the second part, that rusted key, here's something else that's super interesting about that rusted key. You see, that rusted key could be used for the bank vault, absolutely. However, you know what else it could be used for? How about a suspicious noise under his bed, which happens to be the backseat of his car? Would you like to know what that noise is, ladies and gentlemen? That noise is a cabinet which happens to have a mixtape playing throughout his car. It happens to be, in fact, the song, like the place in which he's able to, put in music and also and also a bunch of electrical wiring for his car. Now, the reason why it might be so effective at getting into that bank vault is super coincidental. Because that rusted key, which still works for his car.
Defense hold.
Mhm.
Prosecutor, I have a question for you first.
Yes, Your Honor.
Has it been confirmed that the rusted key actually works on the bank vault?
Would you believe that since the bank gave me permission to go down there, and I do have the key in my hand, I did in fact unlock that door. And I do have evidence of me and a video, as I provide to you right now, that indeed that is a door. It says service hatch to sewers. I was in the sewers, I know, very disgusting, and I opened that door with that said rusty key. And as you can smell the key in your hand, it doesn't smell nice.
Objection, Your Honor. So is the key
Hold. Defense, hold.
Mm-hmm.
Prosecutor, please continue. Aside from the sewers and the smelly key, you have confirmed that it opens the door in the bank, correct?
Correct. It opens the underground door towards the bank's underground area. Yes.
Alright, thank you. You hold first. Defense?
Cool. Now, I would like to first ask the defense two things. Does it open the door to the bank or the vault?
They've confirmed it's the sewers, defense.
So the
Defense
sewer door to the bank. Perfect. Now, would you also believe that I happened to discover that very same key during my own investigation, and that I, instead of randomly checking banks around the area, significantly far away, mind you, of where his vehicle was parked, that I in fact checked his vehicle, which had the key, and checked, of course, the suspicious noises under his back seats in which he slept, and discovered that that key actually works to get into that technical area for them. One that which he stores things such as, clothes, and also is able to switch in things such as music. Now, one might ask, why did the two keys mix? And I have a simple answer for that. It's a rusted key. The key somehow naturally managed to rust towards that bank's lock. A complete coincidence. The key had not been filed away. No, it's just old and used in time. Just worn out.
Defense, I have a question for you.
Yes. Yes, Your Honor?
So, you're saying that the key is also molded the same way as the bank's sewer entrance? Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
I would like to raise another possibility with the two counsels.
Mm-hmm.
Go on.
What if the key model is already that old, and the bank and also the rusted key is part of the same old model that is no longer used.
That's potentially a possibility, Your Honor. I'm not exactly sure as to the origins of this key, but considering the fact it does work in the defendant's car with a lock very specific to that key, like, of course, all keys are specific, but considering the fact that it does indeed work for the defendant's car and happens to work for the sewer vault, it could just be luck. It could be an old key for the sewer that happened to be recirculated for these cars. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure, Your Honor. However, I think that it's far easier, if I were a potential robber, to just lockpick that vault instead of going through the whole process of naturally trying to rust a key for a car in which you live out of and store stuff in.
All right, thank you, defense. Prosecutor, proceed.
Your Honor, the fact that the accused has two rusty keys or potentially same make and model, one in his vehicle and one on his person, which the one on his person has been tested against the door, and the one in his vehicle has been tested in the vehicle, does not correlate that they are the same key, or potentially the same key. Now, we could use the key I given you to on his thing right now, but the vehicle is impounded in the police compound, and we cannot get access to it. Thus, it's outside of our evidence range to obtain. We would have to postpone the current court date room to get that evidence, but we are pressed on time. Now, there is one thing I would like to bring up. The fact that Mr. Bread made a phone call on a pay booth to an unknown caller that may or may not have alerted the Perfect Heist gang, because the police gathering around this first block of before the main heist gang's location, the Perfect Heist gang got word or wind that the police were arriving, which ended with a shootout. Now, this police sting was supposed to be stealthy, silent. They were meant to go in, get them, hopefully no shots fired, but it didn't end like that. They got word. By who? By Mr. Bread, who was seen by the police observing them. And then once the police officer asked who they were, Mr. Bread walked away, but with great haste. Didn't run, but he did walk fast. Why would Mr. Bread be so shy of the police asking a simple question of why are you watching us?
If I can just ask the defense a question, Your Honor.
Hold defense counsel, hold prosecutor, complete your testament, complete your evidence.
My conclusion is that Mr. Bread made a phone call to someone inside the Perfect Heist's temporary hideout. And I believe that if we were to get his phone call, it may have been to his own phone in his office. But we don't have that evidence, so I cannot admit it. But I may have a witness.
Alright, who's the witness?
The witness is the sad clown.
Is this the sad clown?
Yes, is the sad clown, yes. The sad clown that was found inside the Perfect Heist gang's hideout, imprisoned.
So what did you do with the sad clown?
I guess Creeper can do double duty. Creeper
Creeper is
Ghost.
staring into space.
Creeper's neck is broken.
Creeper?
Creeper! Goose! I think he drew his 3 things and then alt-tabbed.
That would have
Goose!
Oh, there he is.
Goose!
Oh.
Goose, you're gonna have to play as jury. I mean, you're gonna have to play as witness.
Pretend.
You're gonna have to do double duty
Who the
since
hell is that?
it's the clown, sad clown. You were imprisoned inside the Perfect Heist's hideout.
Okay. I don't know. I've not been. I've been AFK, man.
Okay, I'm gonna say you just roll with it. All right, Mr. Clown. What is your full name, by the way?
My full name is Jonathan Bonkers.
But Mr. Bonkers, where were you in the Perfect Heist gang's hideout, temporary hideout?
I was in the second basement, I believe.
The basement. The second basement.
Second basement.
Second.
Yes,
Were
the
you
second-
locked in a room?
Basement's in the basement.
That's rather strange
Basement
for
square.
it's rather strange for a criminal organization moving hideouts, wouldn't you say, Your Honor? That they would have not only one but two basements. If I were a criminal organization, I would think to have no basements.
We'll keep the speculation short, defense counsel. Thank you.
Mr. Clown,
Prosecutor, proceed.
I have a simple question for you. Did you hear
Yes.
any ringing, like a phone call or something, while in the basement?
Oh, I mean, I heard a little bit, but the door was that thick that I couldn't quite make out what was said. Well, who was talking.
Interesting, because we gotta take into consideration that the Perfect Heist's hideout was under a commercial warehouse in the basement, which means that the witness, heard a phone call. At what time exactly? Was this moments before the police and all the shooting and such happened?
I would say around 30 minutes to an hour, yeah.
Oh, the police operation did take about 3 hours from assembly to the raid to the cleanup. That is a definite sign that the informant inside was informed. That means someone on the outside who observed the police would have snitched on them.
Objection, Your Honor?
Proceed with your objection.
So you said that the prosecution has stated that the
Prosecution
actual
was turned into a chicken.
So, yeah, true.
Proceed.
Deserved. So the prosecution has stated that the actual phone call took significantly closer to the actual shootout than expected, known by the fact that the defendant was stated to have walked away suspiciously at the time from a payphone and questioned by police. Now, if I were police and I was about to go off on a massive operation, I wouldn't question a random individual walking slightly fast in a crowd of people. I would only ask that after things went to shit. Now, wouldn't you agree, Your Honor?
That's debatable. Proceed, prosecutor.
Your Honor, it is quite clear, cut and dry about the whole situation. Can I get the green little thingy?
Give me a minute. Oh wait. Sorry, it's my first day.
And Your Honor, there's just one thing we're gonna bring up. The half-smoked cigar. That, when evidence was provided from the heist, multiple photos were taken, and the office room with Mr. Bread's phone in it has a big shelf of cigars. Clearly, when they move base, they bring their most essential items, cigars. And what was found next to a pay booth that suspected Mr. Bread used? A half-used cigar. Thrown? Not in the bin, but beside the bin. Because he's a litterer as well.
Prosecutor, hold on. Defense, can you confirm that Mr. Brett is a smoker?
I could actually confirm the exact opposite.
You're both smokers.
I'm a smoker. Oh, I'm just loving this, Dewey. But Mr.
There's a
Bread
cigar.
right
We're
here-
all smoking.
Correct. But Mr. Bread right here,
That's how stressful this job
but
is.
Mr. Bread right here actually is 3 years sober off of cigars after a critical health injury. Well, if a critical health condition arose. That is why he had the constant doctor visits. And to imply that he would smoke a cigar with little more evidence than, oh, it was just near a trash can is very insulting.
Okay, do you have any more questions for the witness?
Witness. So you were
Yes.
locked up under the Perfect Heists, Perfect Heists hideout, correct?
I assume it was in the basement squared, yes.
Yes, it's perfect. So, and you say that you did in fact hear the beginning of a phone call, but nothing about it?
Exactly, yeah. At least
So-
either it was a phone call or someone is schizophrenic. One of the two options.
Perfect. So, as the prosecution has mentioned, the perfect heist don't travel very much, or don't travel very heavy. They tend to travel with only the most important items. So why would you be in their hideout? What purpose does that serve? Can you provide any information as to why the perfect heist gang would ever kidnap you? And like kidnap you for an extended period of time, clearly, before one of the most crucial operations took place?
Yes, indeed, because one time I actually called the police on them because I noticed something was suspicious. So I foiled one of their bank robberies.
I see. And so you suspected some sort of revenge?
I assume, yes.
And who specifically kidnapped you? Who questioned you?
I do not know.
Who committed
have-
any horrible atrocities against you? What any horrible atrocities committed? These are important questions I need to know.
I do not know. I was just walking in the city when suddenly a bag was put over my head from behind. I do not know who it was.
I
I
see.
did not talk or anything.
I see. I have no more questions for the witness, Your Honor.
Alright, this witness is dismissed. Any other witness you wish to call? Wait,
Yes.
give me a minute. I need to
Yeah.
fix this.
Oh, it's fine. The defense would like to call its witness. So this here is the boss of Mr. Bread. Now, there are some, of course, ground setting. Mr. Bread actually was rather late to work that day due to a flat tire emergency that took place. He then, of course, needed to inform his boss of such encounter. Mr. Boss, you spoke with Mr. Bread about 10 minutes before the actual operation took place, correct?
It was more around 20 minutes, yeah.
We're around 20 minutes, perfect. So, just to clarify, Mr. Bread was late to work that day, right?
Yes, indeed.
So, of course, did he list any reason as to why he was late that day?
Yeah, he did. Wow, what was it again?
Did it happen to
I have
include
s-
any issues with a flat tire at all?
Yeah, I think that was that, yeah. I mean, there were a couple of other guys that were late. Some said that they had to get another tetanus shot, others said that they got robbed. Oh, you know how the employees are, never wanting to go to work.
Yeah, of course. So, I would like to read off some of the transcript I had with Mr. Bread's regarding this phone call, if you could confirm or deny it, of course. So,
Yes, sure.
it started off with Mr. Bread hastily calling you, as at that point he would have been 2 whole hours late to work. Very, very late, significantly late, of course. About a minute later, you pick up. Mr. Bread Mr. Bread states, "Sorry, boss, I'm extremely late for work. I had a flat tire." You counter with, "You better get here on time, otherwise your day will be docked for the entire week, and if you push your luck, you'll be docked for the rest of your life." Is that right?
Yes, that is correct.
Perfect. So then at this point, Mr. Red continues to apologize profusely, of course mentioning that this is a payphone due to, you know, his phone has gone missing. It's then at this point in which gunfire is heard, am I correct?
I believe so, but it could have also been some firecrackers. It was very unclear. The quality of the phone call was not very good.
Of course, you know, payphones aren't the greatest. So at this point, he says, "Uh-oh, something big's going down. I'll be there at work." You say, "Get here on time or else," and hang up the phone, correct?
Indeed, yes.
So, this is of course very significant. It is of course this time when I presume this is when police notice him rush walking to work. You know, then attempted to stop him, but of course due to his lateness he could not arrive. Well, due to his lateness he could not have stopped. Yep. So I have no more questions for the witness, Your Honor.
Alright. Prosecutor, do you have any questions for the witness?
Yes, Mr. Bossman, you said that the phone call that you received from your employee was around 20 minutes before this alleged raid on this location happened. It was around about 10:30, or around 10:20, 10:30, correct?
Yes, indeed.
Right, understood. Your Honor, I wish to make clear that the phone call that was heard inside by Mr. Creeper was 30 minutes before.
Mm-hmm.
May I bring up the clown once again?
May I also like to make clear, Your Honor, that that phone call was heard between 30 minutes to an hour beforehand, the time frame being not very well established.
No, it's not. But the entire situation means that the entire situation means that Mr. Bread was at the payphone for 2 separate calls. One that is unknown, potentially alerting the Perfect Heist gang of the police present, and a cover story of talking to his boss about being late, something that he was probably going to do anyways.
Interesting. Could I bring up an alternative theory that it's extremely likely that one of the members who are actually going to commit the robbery called to inform their base that they were being witnessed by police, and then Mr. Bread coincidentally happened to walk into that phone booth afterwards to inform his boss?
All right. I believe I've heard enough to make a decision.
Mm-hmm.
First, the defense is a chicken. The prosecutor is a chicken. Bailiff, fix this. Bailiff, everyone's a chicken.
Walk, walk.
Your
Okay.
Honor, fire him.
I would like to say that I find Mr. Brett guilty not of being the mastermind of the Perfect Gang, but the possibility is there that he has abetted them in too many ways. So I
you-
believe,
So he's
yeah,
guilty,
he's
but is he
of
guilty
abetting.
without of what?
He's guilty of helping them but not being their boss.
yeah.
But that wasn't the crime that was charged. That's an entirely separate police crime.
Well, yes, that's the evidence. That's how things work. I'm accusing him of being a mastermind, but the evidence has shown that he has been helping them in some form or fashion, but there's no evidence of him being the mastermind itself. He's just someone that helped. So he's
I
a
see,
better
so-
crime.
I guess.
I guess, attorney
No,
boy, that you
no,
kind of
no.
win this?
No, you see, you see, the issue I have is the waiting at a doctor's, the rusty key that opens that can open the 2 doors. It's too much on my end, from what I'm hearing, as well as the fact that the clown has not even made a confirmation as to who kidnapped him, and the fact that he has not smoked, and the fact that he doesn't smoke the cigar. You get what I mean? So that's why I'm putting him as not guilty of being the mastermind, but for a different charge.
I see.
All right. So
That
I'll
was
be
kind of
giving it.
anticlimactic.
At least it's less time.
It is what it is.
That's true.
You never said the duration.
Because we don't like.
It's fine.
Ish, fine. Oh, Goose died. No.
It is like 2:46 in the morning.
Yeah. I mean, you have been streaming for 2.5 hours. Sorry, 4.5 hours.
Yeah, that's true. This was meant to be my weekend, but I've been having a fucking blast.
It's been great. I am probably gonna have to go sleepy here though. It's like, almost 3.
I think we should just call it so that everyone can go and rest. This is a fun game to play, though.
Absolutely.
Very fun.
I will catch you or you fine people next time.
See ya.
Yep.
See
See
ya.
y'all.
Bye everyone. This was a ton of fun. I think I won most of my cases, so yeah. Catch up.